I am the news producer. I make sure that the news comes in time. It's tiresome working on the news because you're working with deadline, meaning that you have to produce the news before its airing time. There are several challenges that one faces during news time, more especially while anchoring the news as well. So you find there are a lot of words that must be repetitive if you mess around with it. But also, not only that, but when it comes to the computer side now, there are a lot of editings, and when we realize there is a small mistake, maybe a cloth that you wear did not fit well with the green screen, you find that is a challenge.
At Juba Echo TV, we have educative, interactive and informative programs such as the Morning Echo that brings you all the current affairs, due to political, social, economical, sports, businesses in the morning from 7 to 9 a.m.
So the Minister of Finance even was saying that it was not good for individuals to go and follow up what they have, because they are the body, organized body, which there are some people to take care of their administrative issues. So not every individual to get up in the morning and go and cause the unnecessary fight with the Minister of Finance. All of us, we need money from the Minister of Finance. But not everybody of us has to get up in the morning, pick his gun, and go and threaten people. We are living in the country which is controlled by law and order.
We have catered for the youth who love entertainment with the Echo Vibes that brings you the music, the gossips, and celebrity news that happens within the country and across the globe.
I am the host of the Echo Vibes, a program that runs from Monday through to Friday from 11 to 1 p.m. It's a program that brings to you entertainment in a single package. We do host artists, we host comedians, we host actors, poets. We premiere new videos ranging from comedy to movies to films to music videos, and we do the countdown as well.
For those who love sports, we have the Sports Blitz that comes every afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. It looks at sports stories and events that happen within the country, within the region, and the whole continent and the globe.
Juba Echo TV gives me a platform to express myself, bring about the voices of our different communities, to make sure by the end of the day the story is balanced, to make sure by the end of the day the story is impartial. And this is what we do at Juba Echo TV.
I am Ayom Garang. There is a program that I always do on Saturday at 8 p.m. That is the ladies' chat room that deals with things, affairs that are around the world about the ladies. Also reporting on my country, it's something that is very nice. Finding me around the corner, collecting information that is happening around. Also, we always provide news at 8 p.m. Monday to Friday, Juba Echo TV, information for empowerment. Our news, we have local news, sports news, and international news.
At Juba Echo, we have managed to make sure that you get the right information at any time, anywhere, by downloading the MTN TV Plus app on your mobile phone or following us on our social media platforms. You can access those information you would like to get.
Our motto is information for empowerment. Juba Echo TV is now making almost a year since we got onto South One decoders and also got connected to MTN TV Plus. But we have been in the trenches. We've been actually operating for some time online and, building the momentum. It has taken us some time actually to reach where we've reached. And we are happy that we're making positive change in the lives of many people. We are also helping to provide skills through training. In 3 to 5 years, we will be among the biggest media houses in this country. And it is not just about being the biggest media house in the country, but it is about reaching many people, providing accurate information, especially in a country like ours where people need a lot of work in terms of providing information, civic education. We hope we are going to be among the leaders when it comes to providing this information to the public. We believe that we're investing in the future, because the future is digital. The future is being online, and we are online. We are on MTN TV, we are on South One, we are also on internet, over the internet, whether Facebook, YouTube.
Juba Echo TV. Information for empowerment.
I am joined by Ambassador John Andruga, the former ambassador of South Sudan to China. Today we'll be looking at the current affairs that are trending in the country. You're highly welcome, Ambassador.
Thank you very much, Akur. Morning to follow the program in South Sudan across the world. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Ambassador. Could you please give me key issues that were being addressed at the constitutional review of recently?
Well, the constitutional review is part of the agreement, supposed to be. If you see, there's a document here. This is the Constitutional Making Process Act 2022. This is the guidelines, or they're supposed to be the Bible for constitution making process. The reality is that this constitution making process is not going to be realistic or possible to have it done before elections are conducted. One, because the way this act has been drafted, it gives a provision for parties to the agreement. The party will sign this agreement, this one. And in this party, there are 5 political parties in this agreement. There is a TGONU, a Transitional Government of National Unity, with its own political parties who are part of it. That's one. Number 2, we have SPLM-IO, also is there. And then we have SOA, number 3, and then you have OPP, and then you have OPP has other political party under its umbrella, and then you have FD, the foreign political detainees. These are the 5 political groups who are sharing power now, whether it is executive, it is a legislative, or at the state level. And then there are stakeholders. The stakeholders are the civil society groups and the faith-based groups who are signatory to the agreement. And they are there, and they are the ones who are sitting now in the constitutional review process. There is a subcommittee which are very critical in drafting the constitutions, and there are supposed to be 26 members in that subcommittee. And that 26 members subcommittee are divided into 45% to stakeholders, 55% to the Artigon. Artigon is the Revitalized Government of National Unity, which is the 5 political parties I mentioned here are member of. So basically, this constitution process, the drafting committee will be consist of this party who are signatory to agreement, that means the 5 political grouping, and the stakeholders. So any political party which is not part to agreement is not there. Now, when you look at this act here, if you go to page 25, page 25 say categorically that the composition of subcommittee is not 26. Sorry, I have to correct there. I said 26, not 26. There are 25 members. Now, the 25 member, 45% member from the stakeholder, 55 from the government. Now, when you go to 26, page 20, what we call Article 26, you say nomination for appointment for the subcommittee shall be submitted on the following. That's Artigon, which are there. There's the political parties. Now, the question which you need to ask is that, who are the political party? Who are the political party? Because the ratio already share between the Artigon, 55%, stakeholder, 45%. That already, you add them up, make it 100%. So the political party which I refer to here in Article 26, who are this political party? So you see, from the word go, this act has got some anomaly. So the best thing is this act to be amended. To amend this article to define where is the ratio for these political parties. This is why we are saying, Akur, and for the listeners and the followers of this Juba Echo, that it is not practical to have a new constitution. The chairperson of the constitutional review process, when they had the meeting with the high-level committee represented by the chair and the Secretary General, Kwal Manyang, the chair, and Secretary General Martin earlier, they say that election cannot be conducted unless there is a new constitution. Now, if you look at the agreement here, in agreement here, if you look at you go to page 28 of the agreement, in Article 1.20, they say election. They say that 1.201 say within 6 months of the signing of the agreement, the reconstituted National Constitutional Amendment Committee shall be review the Political Party Act 2012 should be ensured, and that the Act comply with the international best practice for the free and fair and democratic election. Now, all this process has been done. But now, the anomaly, which is really a problem here, is Article 1.203. So what is saying? The National Election Act 2012 shall be amended to conform with the term of the agreement, not later than 7 months after the commencement of the transitional period. Now, when you see the recent review, the Electoral Commission said there is ambiguity in the Act, which they need to be ratified. So what we're saying now here is, Akur, it is not practical to have a new constitution. What the government can do, and the stakeholder at the time remaining now, which is less than 16 months before election conducted, we have to focus on what is practical. What is practical is what the Electoral Commission recommended. The link the constitution making process from actually the election calendar, delaying the census making process from the electoral process. The political party council already is not a problem because they will register political parties by the time the electoral commission declare, because 6 months before the actual voting, electoral commission must declare everything. So now we are now in September. Election is supposed to take place. The latest is 22nd December 2026. So we have literally less than 6 months left. 16 months left. So to answer your question, direct, just I give that background for your audience to understand it.
Yeah, sure.
It is so important that our people know that it is not practical to have a new constitution. If Constitutional Review Commission rush the constitution making process forward, it will become a political constitution. It will become constitution to elite. Who are the elite? The 5 political parties who signed the agreement and their stakeholders who are signatory to agreement. That will not be what they call a constitution which carry the will of people of South Sudan. What we are recommending is let there be no boxing constitutional making process to election. Like the Census Bureau have outlined during that meeting. The Census Bureau said categorically that for them, they don't want census to be tied to political calendar. The census will be conducted in 2027, according to them. That's very positive things, because between now and 2027, there's ample time for the displaced population internally from especially Upper Nile, who are now in Greater Equatoria, they are in Greater Barghazal, and they went to Sudan. Some even crossed the border, went to Kakuma, and some went to northern Uganda. They can be able to return so that they participate in that census. So we want to what they call the National Constitutional Review Commission should adopt the same understanding that they should not hold this country hostage in conducting election because they feel that they will be able to deliver. Even if they deliver something, because it is not going to be comprehensive constitution for the country, it will become a political constitution to certify political elite. And that is not what people want.
So, Ambassador, you have talked of, it's being impossible for us to have the constitution amended before 2026 election. However, Honorable Kwalmanyang says that it is mandatory to have the constitution made before elections. Do you think this affects the citizens? Because they are the one to vote. They are the one who are going to select their leaders.
Let me ask a simple question. What is the agency of this constitution? What difference does this constitution make to people of South Sudan in terms of the upcoming election? Because constitution is not just a literature. You can make it up tomorrow, you can change again. This is, for heaven's sake, this is the supreme law of Republic of South Sudan. It must not be done casually. It must take time. It must do necessary consultation, and above all, you can make political statement. What Kwalmanyang says is a political statement, but the reality is that the Committee for Constitutional Review need more than $42 million to conduct that processes. That money is lacking. Besides, I already said that anomaly here is the 25 members which are going to be the subcommittee were critical on this. It's already divided 45% for stakeholder, 55% for the Artigonu. That means that when we talk about Artigonu, that means revitalized government of national unity, which consists of the 5 political blocks I mentioned already before. So where is the political parties who are not part of that government? Where are they going to participate? So let us not be pushed to do things for sake of doing it. Election is a periodic activities. It takes place after every 5 years. So if we don't have permanent constitution now, that is in December 2026, we can still have it after, when we have election 2026, The next election is going to be 2031. So by 2031, we'll have a new constitution for election. So let us not hold the country hostage because of this. That's why it requires political will. There must be political will to move forward. Understand? Yeah. And also, the politician should start thinking outside the box. Let them think outside the box. Let them not box themselves into as if this agreement is a Bible. Mm-hmm. The Bible is a document which you cannot interpret otherwise because it's already written there. But this, for heaven's sake, this is a constitution which can be amended. This is a Bible, it cannot be amended. Nobody can amend the Bible because that is the message from the God. But the constitution can be amended. So why are we boxing ourselves with this? To me, let me say this, Akur. Any politicians, group of people who are saying that we must have constitution first before election, that is indirectly they're saying postpone the election. Because that's the meaning of it, Akur. Mm-hmm. They know that you cannot make the constitution, and to insist that you must have constitution first before election, automatically they are preparing for extension. Mm-hmm. And the country, Republic of South Sudan, have no more interest in extension. Extension is not the option on the table. Because look at the situation we are in. The economic situation is not good. The insecurity is increasing. The situation of economy has forced population to suffer. Now, if we're going to extend the current bloated government, 550 member parliament at the national level, 150 member council of state, 1,300 members at the state level, and then a huge cabinet, a huge advisors, huge independent commissions, etc., etc., and the county government. Akur, it is not sustainable for the Republic of South Sudan. So we are urging the chairperson of the National Transitional Committee, Engineer Kwal Manyang, to make a recommendation to the chair, that's the president, and adhere to recommendation of the National Electoral Commission, that is to delink the constitution-making process from the agenda of the election 2026, as the Census Bureau already have said that they cannot conduct census this year until 2027. So there's no anymore. And then the question which will arise now is, without census now, so this argument of politicians, they're saying that if we don't have census, what about border limitation? What about the new constituencies? So the new constituencies should have been drawn using the 2010 election, what they call constituencies. There are 102 geographical constituencies, and then there is a proportional representation, also 100. So that is the number should be used. And that has been tested, and it is viable, and it was used in 2010 election. Nobody disputed it. So let us use that constituencies of 2010, and then we go for election. And then wait for National Bureau of Statistics to conduct a census in 2027, and then come out with the data. Hopefully by that time, the population of the Greater Upper Nile, which are now displaced completely, would have returned to their homes, and then proper census will be done.
Yeah, sure. So yesterday, we saw the Ministry of Foreign Affairs having a press conference, which is so unusual of them because most of the time we always have the media personnel recording videos and releasing them to the media outlets. But she called everyone, then they gave out a few information. And she also stated that they will be doing a monthly media briefing for all kind of media houses. What are the impact of these conferences?
You see, Akur, this briefing came as a result of the continuous blunder made by the Minister of Foreign Affairs. The minister created a situation of negative publicity. He is the cause of that negative publicity, nobody else. Because when he went to US, he went in, whatever the arrangement they made, agreed to enable America to deport convicted criminals who are not South Sudanese. Internationally, he knows that according to the foreign policy, that if the people to be deported, anybody to be deported by foreign country is a citizen of that particular country. But now, he allowed non-South Sudanese to be deported here. Not only non-South Sudanese, criminals, convicted criminals, they were brought here. And there is outcry and criticism. Now he's trying to use this briefing to deflect that situation. Those facts cannot be deflected by briefing. That's number one. Number two, before he went to Israel, there were no rumors about South Sudanese settling Palestinian. This information was circulated widely, including Al Jazeera website, has all those information. Where did it come from? He said he had not done it. But okay, if you have not done it, why did this information came after your visit? The ministry is supposed to clarify this. Because before the minister went to Israel, there was no rumor that South Sudanese are settling Palestinians. So these are caused by the minister. So the best thing for the ministry to clean up this situation is to say that the minister misspoke. And therefore, he has misrepresented South Sudan and he stepped aside. A new minister is brought in to clean up the messes. But this briefing, which is happening like the one yesterday, will not change the fact. Because this issue of, in the beginning, they were just quiet about this. That the issue of criminal deported here, is they didn't say anything about it until it became undeniable. The US confirmed it, and they're there, they're here, and then he finally have to admit that these people are here. The difference between what, for example, being reported about Rwanda in regard to this American deporting foreigner to Rwanda, the Rwandese government negotiated with America, benefit out of this. Rwanda also have discussed issue with the UK before, if you can recall. Yeah. The previous government of UK agreed to settle foreigners to Rwanda. Not free of charge. They are given money and they are given something in return. Now, America has waived entry visa for Rwandese citizens as part of the negotiation. Rwandese are now free to go to America without visa. They get visa on arrival. What did we get? We have our visas all revoked. No South Sudanese can go to US. And recently, maybe they allow people to apply to go to the General Assembly. That's a token things. And there's a news from the ambassador in Washington that there's also, maybe America will allow students to go. Those are just token things. But the question here is, when you agree to allow such a criminal to come here, there must be something in return. What do we need in return? One, we want the embargo to be lifted. Two, we want target sanction against political leadership of the country removed. Three, we wanted this visa restriction lifted. These are three benchmarks we need. If the minister have agreed on this, South Sudanese would have applauded him. But he gets zero on this. And also, the blunder he made is he personalized the issue of the target sanction, which is not right. This target sanction should not be personalized. This target sanction was targeting senior government officials. 2 vice presidents are sanctioned. Senior ministers, military generals have been all sanctioned. So we should have used African Union position. The African Union position was very clear that the sanctions against any member state undermine African Union Agenda Vision 2030 and Agenda 2063. These are things being undermined. So if we want the issue of the sanction to be lifted, we should work within African Union framework, not solo program like the blunder he did. But this briefing I don't know. I've not watched it. I did not know what was being said, but there was no question whatever people are asking. So we wait and see how they're going to present this. But to my view is, it is just a whitewash. It doesn't help.
All right. We'll take a quick break and then we'll come back to discuss more on that matter. All right, welcome back from that quick break. Now, Ambassador, on the issue of the Ministries of Foreign Affairs, where do we lie as a nation? Because of mostly the visa restriction and now the rumors of the Palestinians and other activities that have been happening in the country. What will happen to the students that had got scholarship to go and study outside? What if someone was a business personnel that gets activities or let's say commodity from the US? Where does our future lie as a nation?
Well, this is why I say from the beginning that even the previous program that that the minister is misrepresenting the situation, exaggerating the situation. That when he came back from US, he said that the meeting has been successful and they have made some progress on bilateral issues, whatever view. The question now is, he cannot point finger exactly what are this progress. You see, you as a country, if there's a progress, what you're saying is correct. In terms of the trade, when there's a blanket visa restriction, blanket means no exception. Recently, they're allowing our delegation to go to New York to attend General Assembly. That is exceptional part of it. And then also, in the beginning also, our diplomatic staff, their visa also rescinded in Washington. So they were applying again fresh now for this situation. But when they did these things, the minister came here telling us that, whoa, we have successful visit. What kind of successful visit? When your own diplomatic staff, their visa has been rescinded. The whole country, visa is restricted. Those who have the visa already, cancel. The new one to apply, cannot apply. So the relations with America cannot be said it is in a good trajectory. We are not in a good trajectory. Let people not lie to people. The truth is that the relations is not good with America. And the relations with America will not improve until we have election. This is my view. And this minister is not, because he's fan of the being not good in telling the truth. Therefore, the country deserves a new minister who can tell the truth. Because this is a fact. He said he's successful. He cannot tell us the success. He's fond of exaggeration. So we cannot. This is a country, people die for this country. Many people die for this country. And then this minister is now demonstrating the skill he learned from the National Congress Party. When he was in Sudan, he worked with National Congress Party. He's well trained with National Congress Party. The diplomacy he knows is the diplomacy of lying of National Congress Party. Sudan during the war, he was lying to everybody, to the whole world. Things are okay, people are suffering. So that is the diplomacy he's trying to display. And that diplomacy does not work because those of us who come from the background of liberation struggle, we know that the diplomacy which work is tell the truth. And the truth will remain the truth. But when you start exaggerating things up the way he's doing it, it will backfire. So, Akur, he is the cause of this negative publicity. And the country, the sooner the country take him out, get a new minister, the better to repair the image of this country. The longer he's kept there, the more damage is causing for the reputation of this country, in my view.
All right. So basically, there is a lot of strings between the U.S. government and South Sudan, and that is affecting our business and the travel for South Sudan students that will have to study abroad and all that. Actually, let us take a quick look at what is happening at the parliament. Of late, people have been, called in for questioning, and yesterday we saw that Speaker Nunu remove or make some few changes. So is this like a progress, or are we in the right track as a nation? Because we were in for recess for quite long, and then when we came back, there's a lot of changes and all these things. There are bills being passed here and all that. Is this the right door or channel for us?
You see, first of all, we wanted to applaud the Member of Parliament for passing the agreement which was signed between South Sudan and the United Arab Emirates. That is important. It is a part of this agreement was not made by the current minister. This agreement was made, so it's on progress long term, it's two time. Now that has been finalized, it is a procedure which are necessary for Minister of Foreign Affairs or any government institutions in the country can make agreement with the approval of Minister of Justice. That agreement is not valid until it is validated by the Parliament approving it. So what the Parliament did yesterday in the extraordinary sitting was to approve the agreement which already signed between South Sudan and United Arab Emirates, which is positive. Now, in relation to removal of the first Deputy Speaker, Oyed Nathaniel is a rebel now. He is fighting the government. He and NAS has formed alliance to fight the government. So he's no longer peace partners. The peace partners are the IO component led by Stephen Parr, Kwal, and the rest. They're the peace partner. Oyed Nathaniel, who posed himself as the leader of the IO in exile, he is no longer in charge. He is in fact defected, and he became part and parcel of opposition, and therefore he cannot maintain his position as first deputy speaker. The speaker Nunu Kuma is right to remove him, and the person replacing him is also recommended by the SPLM-IO, who are for peace. No, the SPLM-IO now are split into two groups. The warmongering groups, led by Oyed Nathaniel, and the peace-making group, led by Stephen Parr Kwal. So the whole world and the diaspora must know, war is very costly and destructive. Anybody who knows the situation of the war is very destructive. It's very easy to start the war, but it's very, very difficult to end the war. See what happened in Sudan. Sudan, our neighbor here. When the small disagreement escalated to the fully blown war, the country has been destroyed. We ourselves here, over 21 years, we fought. But our war was a just war at that time. But the question which people need to ask is that those of breakaway IO faction, and then those of NAS and the rest, is it a just war? or this is the war for them to get position. Because why do you subject people? Now, the suffering is been, the people of Yei, Greater Yei, have been affected by random attack, killing, and preventing farmers from working in their farm. What value does it add for them with these people are fighting? What is it they're fighting for? So what I'm saying here is the speaker should have started this process right from the beginning. We are saying to her, focus on the right things. Pass legislations and move the country forward. And the pending legislation, which there need urgency, the way they ratify the UAE agreement, they should also pass the cyber laws. The cyber laws want the final phase because the cyber laws is very critical. The act on the cyber, which was presented by the National Communication Authority and the Minister of Information and Telecommunication, is now languishes in the Parliament since last year. If they pass this, it will help the government to regulate this hatred spew out in social media, character assassinations, blackmails, AI-generated images, which are not really the truth, but people who does not know that the AI can, artificial intelligence can even create your own voice, Akur. It can also bring you talking somewhere when you're not there. These are things which need to be regulated by cybercrime laws. And the sooner this act is passed, the better to control this, and for the young people especially. The young people who are writing certain things in the social media, they should be put on notice that once this cybercrime act comes to the law, there will be consequence. Because right now, some of them are deceiving themselves. But because you are sending this information from your private domain, nobody knows it. All information going into social media, it has got trail. There's got fingerprint. The telecommunication and the communication authority can trace those things, and they are capable of tracing it, but they do not prosecute anybody because there's no law for prosecution. That's why we are saying to the Parliament to pass that cybercrime law, and they also should pass the budget. We need the budget to be passed for fiscal year 2025-2026. We also need the request of the Electoral Commission. The new Minister of Justice, when he was welcoming him, among other things, he said he will give a priority to amendment of the Electoral Act to prepare for upcoming election. But he also need to push for establishment of the Truth and Reconciliation Healing Commission. That body is very critical, Akur, because the body is not been established. It passed from the cabinet long time ago. It was sent to the Minister of Cabinet Affairs. The previous minister, the two ministers who have been there, they did not do it. Now the new minister should fast track that one, so that our people doesn't take gun to solve their problem. If me and you, Akur, we disagree on something, you are unhappy with me, or you feel that I step on your feet, I have harmed you somewhere, there must be redress through Truth and Reconciliation and Healing. If somebody accuses me that ambassador, you have killed so and so, you have killed my relative here, let that be taken there. And then one thing on the Truth and Reconciliation is that any information you are submitting to Truth and Reconciliation must be factually. You will be sworn in. If you don't provide factual information, you lie, you will be prosecuted.
Oh, all right, Ambassador. You talk of the criminal laws, and recently we have seen social media, growing, or a lot of reactions. One of the lawyers had, I don't know, was it a small wrangle with the press secretary online? So this has got like a lot of South Sudanese talking and all these things. I don't know whether you have come across it.
I have not come across, but I just want to say, let me talk in general terms. You see, freedom of press, freedom of expression is fundamental human right for every citizen. But freedom of expression and freedom of speech must be with responsibility. You see, must be with responsibility. If what I'm saying now here, I'm responsible for what I'm saying. So if what I say is not true, I should be prosecuted in the court of law. What I'm saying. But if I start bullying, character assassinations, issuing threats, again, that is not freedom of expression. That's across the boundary. I don't know the specific content of what you are talking about, but should there be anything like that, there is a media authority. Media authority is a body where complaint can be filed and they can address it. Our citizens should not take upon themselves to draw conclusion. If a journalist or a lawyer for whatever, any person feel aggrieved by a journalist or by media personalities, there must be a redress through official channel, not insult, not intimidation, not harassment.
All right. So mostly, we have had issues, and South Sudan's media is not like at impact because we have a platform where citizens, everyone wants to be a journalist online, writing one thing or another. In this cyber act that is coming up, that is supposed to be signed by the parliament, are there categories that actually will just hinder some of the activities? Because right now, people feel like social media is the only place where they can express themselves freely, and at some point they feel like there is that denial of freedom of press in the country.
You see, like I said in the beginning, there's nothing called freedom of the speech must with the responsibility. Now, if you are sitting in the US, for example, because the social media is a highway where everybody can write. Somebody can sit in Juba, they can, once you press the button, you send it, it will go all over the world. People can see it. But there must be responsibility. You see, the communication authority hand is tight because once they wanted to, I give an example, for example, when there was this incident in Medellin, where there was a conflict where some South Sudanese were killed and done the situation, and the images were being displayed and all those things. The government, it has inflated, it created the anger in society and the chain reaction by South Sudanese against Sudanese here. The government intervened by temporarily shutting down the internet and social media, for that matter, to contain that situation. That's only temporary. But now, those who are involved in this inflammatory posting, insult, are identified. But the communication authority cannot prosecute them because the Meta, which is responsible for Facebook, and then Twitter, and then Instagram, and then all, whether it is also TikTok, whatever view, they need to be told that this person violated this law of this country, South Sudan. Because every country has its own laws. So now when you violate the law of South Sudan, and then that law must be quoted and cited. So when those companies challenge South Sudan, which law is violated in South Sudan, we have nothing to show because we don't have a law governing this. That's why it becomes very critical now that those member of parliament, if they are watching this program, they are listening to this program, let them fast track the priority of cybercrime law passed through the parliament. So the president signed the law, then anyone who posts insult, somebody wanted to brew tribal sentiment, and then blackmailing you for whatever reason, blackmailing anybody, try to extort money from anybody, those kind of things will be addressed by the law. And then when the law exists, then you can inform the company that X and Y has violated this paragraph of the law, and therefore we need to prosecute him. He may not be arrested physically, but he can be removed from Facebook or whatever platform is there.
All right. Sorry, I'm going to take a bit long on the social media. You know, we, the young people, are Gen Z. So there's a lot that is happening in the internet. Sometimes I feel like even the elders do not want to look at it because we have a tendency where people use their various mother tongue to, you know, to ruin their image and all these things. I don't know. Will there be a segment and a law in that it can notify, because Facebook has this thing, if something is against the law, they can mute it and then maybe delete it.
Facebook alone cannot do that thing. This is why we have Communication Authority here in South Sudan. The South Sudan Communication Authority should have capacity. You know, somebody can flag something. If you wrote something which is even if in a dialect, there are people within who speak the same dialect with you who may not like what you say. And they can flag this up. When they flag it up, they can notify the Communication Authority that this person has said this. And then the people, it can be translated. And then sent to the relevant authority that so-and-so have made this inflammatory statement on this subject, and therefore this is violate our law under section this, under paragraph this, and then that can be done. Because the idea here is not to control, but to regulate. That's the right word here. To regulate. To regulate so that people does things the right way. If you are criticizing me, like we are criticizing the minister for failing the country, that is not an insult. This is the right, because when you are in public domain, you must be criticized. And then when you criticize, but also offer alternative. That's why I'm saying the ministers failed, Minister of Foreign Affairs failed, and therefore we need a new ministers to be brought in to clean up the mess. That is a constructive criticism. You criticize, provide solution. So when you make some input in the social media, but also provide a realistic, it's not necessary to say that you realistic suggestion. Because like now, if you look at the young people, I would have hoped that the young people use, or the Gen Z, use the social media to advance talent, to make money. If you look at our neighboring countries, whether Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, the rest of people, the young Gen Z are making money from the social media, from the website, because they produce contents and they're paid, and they make money. Some of them even become multimillionaire now, because they create contents when the content is very popular and they're paid. The problem we have here is our young people, Gen Z, are not benefiting from this. There are very few only who are doing the right thing on this. There are few. There are few young people who are making money. But even then, but the majority are using this one just for insult, for getting on this, or discredit one another. And then the only thing maybe they are doing successful here is music. The South Sudanese good young people are creating music, but some of this, even the music they are singing or the content they are creating, they don't earn money out of it. You see, so that's what I want to say.
Actually, social media has not been monetized in South Sudan, and however much we have people who use it as a platform to air out negativity, there are a few people that use it positively. Not all of the musicians. We have a few content creators. There's a lady called Mona Lisa Awet, and there is Nelly, and a few others content creators in the country. Now, to wind up, you talk of an agreement between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and UAE, that the law that was passed by the parliament. What does it entail?
Well, I see, first of all, mainly, it is a bilateral agreement. One of the standout point on that agreement is free movement of people. The citizen of UAE can come here without visa on arrival. The visa you get on arrival at UAE. And also they can get visa on arrival here. And also air traffic, regulatory procedures, etc., etc. So these are very critical. Because you see, if you're going to have trade, commerce with any country, the first thing is the movement of the people. If you are able to, like you see now, we have a program now, you can decide that I want to go to Kampala. Just jump on the bus. You just go and get a visa at Elegu. You don't apply waiting, like going to America now. If you want to go to America, sometimes it takes you 3 months without getting a visa. Yet the Americans are coming here rampantly. In the visa procedure, there must be what they call reciprocity. That's a diplomatic term. What you do for me is what I do for you. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. You step on my toe, I step on your toe. Because reciprocity means you recognize what you do for me is what I do for you. If you allow my citizen to come to your country visa-free, I also do the same. But we are the one, our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, allow ourselves to become like a second-class citizen or no longer equally. Reciprocity, when it comes to the American, European, it doesn't apply. Americans are forcing us to go to neighboring country to get a visa, for example. If you want to go to America today, Akur, U.S. Embassy is here. But you will be told to go to Uganda or go to Kenya for that matter. You apply online and then you go to Kenya. When you go to Kenya, who do you meet? There is an agent contracted by the U.S. Embassy, by the UK Embassy, by the entire European country processing the visa. Why is this agent not being made in Juba, Akur, for example? The question here is, the agents which are doing this, the company which they contracted to do this visa in Kenya, they can bring the same company here. So that it cut down your cost of paying ticket to go to Kenya. Assuming that you don't have any responsibility there, you have accommodation, you have to eat. Do the duration of your interview. That kind of process sometimes minimum take three days maybe. So all this cost is on you just to get a visa. But on their side, they go to our embassy in Washington, D.C. And they get a visa straight away. Even some of them can apply online and can get the e-visa. The e-visa, you don't need to go to Washington. When it's approved, because all the e-visa will be approved by the immigration headquarters here. Just like their visa is approved in the US. Now, when this is approved, you print out that e-visa approval. When you come here in Juba, because already you pay for it, your passport will be stamped. And it will prevent you traveling from Chicago to Washington, D.C. Travel from California to Washington, D.C. That means that you cut down the cost of traveling. Why are there no reciprocity? And the mistake is our Minister of Foreign Affairs. That's why I say the Minister of Foreign Affairs failed people of South Sudan, and he does not deserve even to be there. He must go because he failed the country. He does not apply the reciprocity. He bent his knee too much. When it comes to the sovereignty, there's no big country, there's no small country. Every country has important things. Americans need visa to come to South Sudan. If they don't give us visa to come to South Sudan, we don't also give them visa. If they ask us to go to Uganda, and then we can ask them to come and go to Kenya to get a visa. So the same reciprocity can apply. But the mistake is ours, and we must carry the cross because of our mistakes. Not our mistake generally, but the mistake of allowing somebody like this minister who failed the country to continue there, and the country is paying the price.
All right. So the citizens of South Sudan will be going to AUE freely, and this will be of benefit actually to the business personnel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because a lot
even
of
the private people, you see, if you have money, you want to go to United Arab Emirates, just for holiday, you don't need to apply for a visa.
Yeah.
You just go to airline. You see, I have traveled to UAE many times. And when I used to be ambassador in China, I used to transit through UAE to come to Juba. What you do, the UAE have a system. You apply, But when you apply for visa, you must have a sponsor. There must be somebody sponsoring you. Without a sponsor, you cannot get a visa. Unless you're a businessman who has partners in the UAE, even for business people. That partner will write a letter. And then all the detail is there. He is the one who guarantees visa for you. It is a very tedious process. We want to thank our government for this arrangement. It will facilitate our business people, and it will also facilitate our what they call citizens who wanted to go for holiday or who want to go for medical reason. Those who also want to go for studies. By the way, UAE has got one of the very advanced facilities there. Universities, hospitals are there. So those who want to go for specialized treatment, once they have money, they can just jump on the plane and go. And also the laws regulating the air traffic, travel, also air traffic, or all those things also, it will also make it easier for the UAE flight to come to South Sudan and go. And that also will cut down the cost of ticket for us. Today, Juba International Airport, because of the tax our people are putting on the landing permits and all those things, processing the plane coming here, ticket out of Juba to Nairobi can take you from Juba to New York. Now you ask yourself, Juba is here, Kenya is only 1.5 hours, or 1 hour 25 minutes. You pay same ticket like you're going to New York. Why? Because of the taxation we are imposing on the airline. So our government and the South Sudan Airport Authority should reduce this cost. And the private companies who are given the license to operate in the airport must not be allowed to rip off the people by imposing fee on the airline, and that fee will not be transferred on the ticketing for citizens. So these are things which need to be corrected. And that is what has been addressed in relation to UAE.
All right. So let's applaud the government of South Sudan for creating an opportunity for the students and the business personnel and other private people that will be traveling to UAE. That has been all for the current affairs this morning with Ambassador John Andruga. I am your host, Akur Chol. Stay tuned for more programs to follow on Juba Eco TV. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
I am the news producer. I make sure that the news comes in time. It's tiresome working on the news because you're working with deadline, meaning that you have to produce the news before its airing time. There are several challenges that one faces during news time, more especially while anchoring the news as well. So you find there are a lot of words that must be repetitive if you mess around with it. But also, not only that, but when it comes to the computer side now, there are a lot of editings, and when we realize there is a small mistake, maybe a cloth that you wear did not fit well with the green screen, you find that is a challenge.
At Juba Eco TV, we have educative, interactive and informative programs such as the Morning Echo that brings you all the current affairs, due to political, social, economical, sports, businesses in the morning from 7 to 9 a.m.
So the Minister of Finance even was saying that it was not good for individuals to go and follow up what they have, because they are the body, organized body, which there are some people to take care of their administrative issues. So not every individual to get up in the morning and go and cause the unnecessary fight with the Minister of Finance. All of us, we need money from the Minister of Finance. But not everybody of us has to get up in the morning, pick his gun, and go and threaten people. We are living in the country which is controlled by law and order.
We have catered for the youth who love entertainment with the Eco Vibes that brings you the music, the gossips, and celebrity news that happens within the country and across the globe.
I am the host of